You are now listening to Sir Ink's The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. Now, this podcast is only catered to those that are 18 and above and may not be suitable for work, or as we like to say, NSF. But remember, you can always listen to us during your private time. Hello, kinky and kinkiers folk out there. My name is Sir Ink. Okay, I'm back with another topic. House rules. House rules. Now, I know the rules that go on in my house, and I know the rules that I've implemented and the things that I wish to be carried out by everybody within it, especially within my dynamic. However, if you're going to a function, to someone's house and it's a BDSM event or kink event, there are some things that you need to know. What are the house rules? Because remember, everyone lives this life differently. And sometimes you may go to an event or get invited to an event that already has a community, that already has, let's say, like a family or a house, like into like a leather house, but you just have people that have their own situation going on with their own group, right? And so sometimes coming into this group environment, you want to know what are the rules, what are the expectations, because there are some situations where the head of the house, he can speak to your sub in any way. Like his thing might be, look, everyone that comes in here, has to know that I'm the head guy, and everybody has to adhere to my rules, and I can speak to your sub. Doesn't matter. Won't be disrespectful, but I can tell her what to and what not to do. It's my house. This is the way it goes. Now, this person could be very charismatic and very respectful and not be like that, but he'll have carte blanche to say things to your sub. He may not have carte blanche to tell her what to do in a certain situation, like if like I want to flog her now, put her on the cross, nothing like that. Maybe he might tell her something to do. Maybe he sees her doing something wrong and corrects her behavior or something like that. But those things you need to know before you go. That's very crucial to understand what are the house rules, who is the head in charge, who is the mistress or the madam of the house, and you understand the rules before you go. Because if you're in a situation where like you don't want no one else talking to your sub, but this is how things might go when you go there, then you don't want to go to that party. You want to avoid that function or party because you don't want to be a joy kill. You don't want to be the one that's not with that kind of situation. And look, I can completely understand because there's a lot of jerks out there. Someone may try to just take advantage of their so-called power or the so-called position that night, right? May want to just he may like your sub, or he might just want to test, how dedicated or how deep she is into her servitude. So he might, I don't know what someone would ask someone else's sub. So I'm just purely guessing, but though I have heard of these kind of situations, but the dom has to give the okay on that. But if you're not okay with that, then don't go. If you're not okay with relinquishing a little bit of control over your sub to someone else, then yeah, don't go. Don't go to that. But understand where you're going. Understand not only just the house rules, but how you're going to act within that. Are there certain protocols that go on in this house? Of course, those are house rules, but you want to know certain protocols because you always want to be respectful of someone else's space and their time and their efforts, and you want things to go smoothly. You don't want to be a person that comes in another person's house and think that you can do whatever you want to do. It doesn't work like that. Even if it's not even a disrespectful thing, it's just being in compliance and in order with everyone else. There's nothing hard. There's nothing worse than having a group and a group of people, and then everybody's walking the same way, and then one person isn't. Now that might just be life, but going in after understanding what the situation is, this is not my crowd, or what they're going to do tonight, I'm not into, or I'm not into those house rules, so I'm never going to go. To go is to put yourself opposite of the group. And that's a very selfish thing. And I know you may not want to miss out on the opportunity or miss out on the night to be out with your sub amongst other people in the lifestyle. But if it's a bad fit, it's a bad fit. And I don't know if you can hold your tongue in that situation, because then your sub is going to look at you and look at you like, I thought you was the boss, but now he's the boss tonight, or he's telling me what to do. I don't like it. But you just avoid a lot of nonsense by understanding what the house rules are. My point in general. But understand that if you was putting your own thing together, you would have your own house rules. And maybe your rules wouldn't be to, look, anyone that comes in here, I'm able to talk to anyone I want to. You may not have that, because I believe speaking to the Dom, and especially if it's about his sub or whatever the case may be, or the situation is, I'd rather speak to the Dom. The only way that I would speak to a sub is without the Dom present, or speaking to him first, is because he wasn't there. So please excuse me, go back. So like if he's not there or he's incapacitated, then I have to assume that responsibility at the time. However, if he's there, I go to him first, tell him what I'm thinking or what's going on, and allow him to make the corrections. And that's, for me, that's proper. I've been in some situations where the head man of the house can speak to whoever he wants. So, again, just find out, what the house rules are before you go. And if you agree with them, you comply with that. If you agree with them, then you go and comply. If you do not agree with them, then don't go. You don't have to even try to comply, right? And if you have your own function, these are the things you need to think about. You have to think about house rules. You can't just have a party filled with dominants and submissives and not have your ultimate rules in place as a dominant. I'm the dominant here. This is my domain. This is how things will go, so on and so forth. And you have to have that stated before they come. And sometimes you have to say it in the middle of the party. Maybe open up and greet everybody, and then just say, y'all know the house rules. Stated that, we all good. Let's have a good time. You could do something like that. But I've realized in my years that if you're going to have an environment that involves multiple people, men and women, someone's going to have to lay some rules down. And if not, then things can go willy-nilly. Now, when you're dealing with people that are above 40, more than likely you don't have a lot of drama, but you never know. You never know. It's just best to get your rules out there early. It's best give everybody a framework with the color in. Then that way you don't feel offended if someone went too far, but you didn't really make your rules and regulations black and white. You had a lot of gray area, and wherever there's gray, people painting all in that. They're painting all in that. But what do you think? Thank you for listening. Please give me your comments. Leave your comments below. If you want to email me, you can email me. And please like, subscribe, and share if you found this to be valuable to you. And until next time, you know how to find me, Sir INQ, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can always email me at sirinq09@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, peace.